All right, yeah, so we talked about this one. This one does not repeat. This one's for the same reason. It has to look exactly the same. I'm not sure how to use the right words to
Right.
explain that, but this one you can see gets narrower for that. This one does repeat, so I can snip this one in and show you that. All right, got my snip. Let me share my screen. All right, so the amplitude is the max minus the min over 2. Okay, and so the max is whatever the peak is. The peak here looks like it's at 1. The min looks like it's there at -1 divided by 2. So that's 2 divided by 2, which is 1. The
Why would it be -1?
The minimum value is the y value. Which
okay.
This is the min, and this is the max. Now for the period, I'm gonna just grab this picture again here and start the process over with a clean image. So I mentioned it's peak to peak. The problem here is though is we don't have 2 peaks. We just have a peak, a max, and a min. Okay, so we also can do same to same. So like this one's on the way up, this one's on the way up. So this is your same to same, and I don't have a better word for that, but it's the same position. So each one of these looks like it's pi. So it's 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi, and the period is just that count of number of pi's.
Okay. That's pretty simple. Okay.
Okay, why don't you try determining the amplitude of this one on your own?
So this would be 0.5 minus 2 over 2.
So right? 0.5 is definitely the max. What is the min? What is the minimum value?
-2.
How are you coming up with -2? Is it because there's 2?
Right.
Okay, but that would be true if it was by 1. The 0.5 at the top there is trying to show you that it goes up by 0.25 because there's 2 ticks to get to the 0.5. So similarly, it's the same value on the other side.
So it'd be -0.5?
Yes. Also? Yes.
Okay.
So it's 0.5 minus a minus 0.5 divided by 2.
Excuse me. And I'm guessing it'd be 1 over 2?
Yes.
Okay. Alright.
Now, period, do you see at the origin, can you go back to the origin with your mouse cursor? Do you see how the curve is kind of going up and to the right there at the origin? So trace along the curve and find that new place where it's also going up and to the right. So do you see where the 2 is? It looks like right there is where it's the same to the same.
Yeah.
So it goes from 0 to 2. Your period is right minus left. So that's 2 minus 0, or just 2.
Okay. All right. And then it looks like, what is this? 2. So would that be 3?
Yes.
Minus -3, which would be 6 over 2. So 3?
Yes, the amplitude appears to be 3 for sure.
And then it'd be like 1,
go peak to peak this time. So see where that first peak it's at the x value of 0, and the second peak is at pi?
Yes.
So the peak to peak is right minus left, pi minus 0.
Okay.
No, you have to
Oh,
actually
I'm
do the operation. I'm telling you the two
stupid.
values,
Sorry. Would
right
it just
minus
be
left.
pi?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, just kidding. It would be -3.
No, it is it looks like it's at the second tick mark, so that's 4 is the max, and then the min is -4.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so for this one, here's what I want you to do. I want you to open up Desmos graphing this time in the right tab. I want you to have them both open side by side. Yeah, the graphing calculator there also.
Okay, see you later. Okay. Have fun.
So what I'm asking for is your problems that we're doing on one side of the screen and then the graphing calculator on the other.
Oh, okay.
So if you want this on the left there, just choose graphing calculator from that drop down there. All right, so on the right there, you can, and if you want them to snap nicely, you have to choose the middle left side of the screen and the middle right side of the screen.
There we
Okay.
go.
And then there it
Okay.
is. Okay, so type in cosine parentheses 3x. And the reason we're doing it this way is that you'll be able to see this more clearly. So go ahead and zoom in on that graph a little bit. And choose a peak point. Okay, see how it's got a value of 1 there for the y value?
Mm-hmm.
And then choose a min point. And its y value is -1. So the amplitude is the max minus the min divided by 2. Your max is 1. Your min is -1. 1 minus -1 divided by 2.
Minus -1, that'd be -2, so it'd be -1.
The amplitude is always positive. So when you do the top minus the bottom always gives you a positive number. And if you need to, we've done it a few times. You can write it down. It's 1 minus a -1. So that becomes, they both cancel out and becomes +2 divided by 2.
So it'd be 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, similarly, period. Go to your graph on the right and go peak to peak. Okay, so what is the x value?
X value would be 3.
2 pi over 3.
2 pi over 3, yeah.
Okay, and what's the x value of the leftmost peak?
0.
So it's 2 pi over 3 minus 0, which is 2 pi over 3.
Just be, yeah.
There is another way, but we'll go with this for the moment because it's very similar to what you're doing in the last problems. Now you got to choose the graph. So they all kind of look the same, maybe. I wouldn't, they all kind of go up and down, I guess is my point. But cosine, if you look at your graph, your cosine at the origin, it's at 0, 1. Could you go over there and click on that point? Yeah, right there. Click on that. Okay. Which of those 4 graphs has a point at 0, 1? Looks like, and maybe the one on the top left. It's kind of hard to tell, actually, the top left one. So now the next thing is to figure out, well, so which is it, that top left or that bottom left? And you have correctly identified it. Okay. So to answer these questions, these are transformation questions.
I hate these.
These are tough. Go back to the right on your cosine, your graph there, and in line y2, below cosine 3x, you're going to graph another function. So hit enter, cosine x, and yeah, that's fine. Yep. And then if maybe visually, can you tell me in your own words what you see? How does the blue become the red? Like what happens to the blue?
It wouldn't that be a horizontal stretch?
It is if you're going from red to blue. You're going the other way though.
So horizontal shrink.
Yep.
Okay.
By a factor of, see that 3 inside the equation?
3.
There it is.
Okay. Go. Oh.
Didn't like that. So it's 1/3. So there's some issues with that don't matter for us, but we'll correct that on the next one. Okay.
Maybe okay. All right.
So same thing here, just change that cosine 3x to 4x. Amplitude is the max minus the min again. Max minus the min. So the max is 1. What is the min? Negative 1. It's 1
0.
minus 1.
2.
Divided by 2.
1. And then
The
would
period
it be 2?
peak to peak. It's peak to peak. So the x value there is at pi over 2. What is the x value there? At the one to the
2.
yeah, the one to the left of it.
0.
Right. So it's right minus left. Pi over 2
So
minus 0.
just pi over 2.
Yes. So again, you want to find like a point on your graph that you I don't know, feel like is easy to identify. So to me, it's either to the top left or the bottom left.
I'm gonna go with this one.
Yeah. So if you to get the like correct answer, you have to actually count how many times it goes up and down in that window from 0 to pi. So pi's are about right there. Well, we went slightly by it. Pi is at 3.14. Go back left. So somewhere a little more to the left. So to me, it looks, to me, it's that first one, that top left that you have. It's a matter of, yeah. Okay. No. So let me have you do something different. Go to the wrench on the top right of your Desmos and change your x-axis from, see where it says minus 1.4. Click on, no, to keep that, click on that. Instead of that minus 1.45547, type in 0 there. You'll have to remove all that. And then do you see how all the graphs go to pi? So instead of 8.115, go to pi. Yep, and you can type in pi, it'll, okay. Now the y-axis on all of yours goes from -1 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to change your y-axis. You might have done this in a graphing calculator in the past. Now it's much easier. Go ahead and click off it somewhere. Which one does it look like?
This one.
Yes. So if you change your Desmos window to match that one, you're always going to get it. So next line, do a cosine x. Unfortunately for the comparison, you're going to have to zoom out to see it. So you can only do it for that problem. So just mouse wheel out or zoom out enough to see. So again, you're going from the green to the red. So it's that
Horizontal
horizontal shrink again, and it's a reciprocal of the number 1/4.
Okay. We just
3 sine x. So you gotta, I would probably just remove everything. And hit the home button there on the graph. It's okay to have it without parentheses. Okay. So do your max. Click on your max.
3 minus -3 would be 6 over 2
Yep,
would be
good.
3.
Mhm.
And then pi and 5 pi. Pi over 2 and 5 pi.
So 5 pi over 2 minus pi over 2.
Would be 6 pi over 2.
They're both positive this time. So when you subtract, you do have to reduce. So it's 4 pi over 2.
Oh, 4 pi. Okay.
And that reduces to 2 pi. Okay, so to get the right one here, let's do that windowing again. Go click on the wrench, please. And this time your x is going to go from 0 to 2 pi. This may feel slow now, but when you get to your test or quiz, it will be much more helpful to have been doing this. And then your y goes from -4 to 4. And I'm just picking those values from the graph. I'm not doing any like special analysis on this. It's just matching it up to what's there. And then click off somewhere. And then, we could give this to, if you have a younger sister or cousin, they can match this up. You just got to be careful not to move the graph like you just did. But yeah, that's it. Perfect. Okay.
And then it's sine x.
Yes. So you might have to zoom out now to kind of like be like, well, what's going on here with this? It looks like it's
sorry.
Yeah, no, I interrupted you.
Horizontal shrink.
So this looks like it's pulled up. It's like there's someone's pulled you up, but it's not horizontal, it's vertical. Do you see how they're not at the same peak?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a vertical stretch.
Factor of 1/3.
This time it's 3. It's literally pulled up, and it's because of that number on the outside of the function.
Okay. All right. Then this would be 2 minus -2 should be 4 over 2, which would be 2.
Yes.
And the period is pi.
So you subtract those two values.
4 pi. Or 2 pi.
Yes. Good.
And then
Yes, you got it. Yeah. So once you start realizing differences, you can do it without changing the window.
And it would be sine x.
Yes. And notice it's pulled up, pulled down.
So it'd be a vertical shrink.
Shrink is when it gets shorter. Yours is getting taller.
Okay. Oh yeah. And then be 2.
Yes. The horizontal ones are the only ones you're going to see that are going to be reciprocals.
All right. Well done with this one. That was easy, kind of.
How was your grade in the class?
It's okay. I need to retake a quiz, honestly, and once I do that, I think it'll raise it back up to a 70, but I'm at a 69, so
Okay.
I can get it up easily. It's just this section, my teacher even said it was going to be really hard,
Yeah,
and
it's
he
yeah.
was right.
Yep. Okay, well this one with Desmos is really, dare I say, easy. You just plug it in and see if you get the same thing. Now, you do need parentheses time, parentheses x plus 4, pi over 4. And again, if you're not sure, you can, and because like if this were a quiz or exam, you'd want to change your window, but you can probably get it zoomed in to the point where you can figure out which one it is.
Maybe like that one. Yeah.
Good. Same thing here. Cosine. This one does not have parentheses, so it's x and then -1. Yeah, off to the right.
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Yep. Um, yeah, I'm thinking this one.
I didn't notice. Did you already guess, or are you asking?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one, but this one's also.
So notice the one on the bottom right, it's going
Oh,
down instead of up.
yes.
Okay, that's a big distinction. To me, it's either the top left or the top right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
it there. You get enough guesses in this that you could literally just choose between the two, but you really want to change your window if you're ever not sure.
Right. Okay.
For when the points really matter.
Alright. And this one goes up to 1. Goes down. I would say it's more. No. No. Yeah, it's this one.
Good.
One down to 2.
Sometimes the hardest part is just entering it into the calculator. Use a
No,
parentheses. Okay, yeah, that'll work. I was gonna have you do a parentheses there, open parentheses, and then do 1/2, and then do another open parentheses, just to the right there. Yep, another, and then x plus 2 pi. And so that +3 has to go all the way on the outside of the last one. One more to the right. Nope. One more. Yeah, right. Do a right arrow. There you go, +3. Do you, and so all I did was have you add an extra parentheses around the 1/2 and the right parentheses.
Right. I'm gonna go with this one then. Let's see. Yeah.
Open parentheses there, good. Yeah, and then x minus 3 pi, you got it. And then that minus 5 is going to go all the way on the outside there.
Actually, I'm just gonna.
Good. That one looks right. So you're in some ways really benefited here by doing it online, because your students or your students have to often do these by hand, and they're very long.
Mhm.
You can spend an entire hour on graphing.
Oh yeah, I had a teacher first semester this year who it was just by book and by hand. Like we had to put everything on paper.
Mhm.
And everybody failed his class.
Yeah,
So it
it's
tells you
tough.
it doesn't work.
Yeah, not when there's some tools like this available.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
Actually,
go ahead and look that over again. That looks better to me.
yeah, that looks better. Yes. Okay. Yes. All right, and then that's all that I have for today
Fantastic.
so far. So, yeah, and then I'll get my review tomorrow, I think.
Sounds good. If you can, please print out that page 3 of that unit circle. We'll look at it a lot. It's nice to have if you've got it.
Most definitely. I'll write it down in my notebook, actually.
Sounds good. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
See you
Bye.
tomorrow. Have a good one.